Act 5 Scene 1. A churchyard. Enter two clowns, with spades, and see. First clown. Is she to be buried in Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation? Second clown. I tell thee she is, and therefore make her grave straight. The crowner hath sat on her, and finds it Christian burial. First clown. How can that be, unless she drowned herself in her own defense? Second clown. Why, 'tis found so. First clown. It must be esse offendendo, it cannot be else. 4. Here lies the point, if I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act, and an act hath three branches, it is, to act, to do, to perform. Argal, she drowned herself wittingly. Second clown. Nay, but hear you, goodman Delver. First clown. Give me leave. Here lies the water, good, here stands the man, good. If the man go to this water, and drown himself, it is, will he, nil, he goes, mark you that. But if the water come to him, and drown him, he drowns not himself. Argal, he that is not guilty of his own death shortens not his own life. Second clown. But is this law? First clown. I, Mary, is't, crowner's quest law. Second clown. Will you ha the truth on't? If this had not been a gentlewoman, she should have been buried out Christian burial. First clown. Why, there thou say'st, and the more pity that great folk should have countenance in this world to drown or hang themselves, more than they're even Christian. Come, my spade. There is no ancient gentleman but gardeners, ditchers, and gravemakers. They hold up Adam's profession. Second clown. Was he a gentleman? First clown. He was the first that ever bore arms. Second clown. Why, he had none. First clown. What, art a heathen? How dost thou understand the Scripture? The Scripture says Adam digged. Could he dig without arms? I'll put another question to thee, if thou answerest me not to the purpose, confess thyself. Second clown. Go to. First clown. What is he that builds stronger than either the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter? Second clown. The gallows maker, for that frame outlives 1,000 tenants. First clown. I like thy wit well, in good faith, the gallows does well, but how does it well? It does well to those that do in. Now thou dost ill to say the gallows is built stronger than the church. Argal, the gallows may do well to thee. To't again, come. Second clown. Who builds stronger than a mason, a shipwright, or a carpenter? First clown. I, tell me that, and unyoke. Second clown. Mary, now I can tell. First clown. Toot. Second clown. Mass, I cannot tell. Enter Hamlet and Horatio, at a distance. First clown. Cudgel, thy brains know more about it, for you're dull. As will not mend his pace with beating, and, when you are asked this question next, say a gravemaker, the houses that he makes last till doomsday. Go, get thee to Yagan, fetch me a stoup of liquor. Exit second clown. He digs and sings. In youth, when I did love, methought it was very sweet, to contract, the time, for, my behove, methought, there was nothing meet. Hamlet. Has this fellow no feeling of his business, that he sings at gravemaking? Horatio. Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness. Hamlet. 'Tis e'en so, the hand of little employment hath the daintier sense. First clown. Sings. But age, with his stealing steps, hath clawed me in his clutch, and hath shipped me until the land, as if I had never been such. Throws up a skull. Hamlet. That skull had a tongue in it, and could sing once. How the knave jowls it to the ground, as if it were Cain's jawbone, that did the first murder. It might be the pate of a politician, which this ass now o'erreaches, one that would circumvent God, might it not? Horatio. It might, my lord. Hamlet. Or of a courtier, which could say, Good morrow, sweet lord. How dost thou, good lord? This might be my lord such a one, that praised my lord. Such a one's horse, when he meant to beg it, might it not? Horatio. Ay, my lord. Hamlet. Why, e'en so, and now my lady worms, chapless, and knocked about the mazzard, with a sexton's spade. Here's fine revolution, and we had the trick too. Seat. Did these bones cost no more the breeding, but to play at lawgats with them? Mine ache to think on't. First clown. Sings. A pickaxe, and a spade, for, and a shrouding sheet. Oh, a pit of clay, for to be made. For such a guest as meet. Throws up another skull. Hamlet. There's another, why may not that be the skull of a lawyer? Where be his quiddities now, his quillets, his cases, his tenures, and his tricks? Why does he suffer this rude knave now, to knock him about the sconce with a dirty shovel, and will not tell him of his action of battery? This fellow might be in's time a great buyer of land, with his statutes, his recognizances, his fines, his double vouchers, his recoveries. Is this the fine of his fines, and the recovery of his recoveries, to have his fine pate full of fine dirt? Will his vouchers vouch him no more of his purchases, and double ones too, than the length and breadth of a pair of indentures? The very conveyances of his lands will hardly lie in this box, and must the inheritor himself have no more, Horatio. Not a jot more, my lord. Hamlet. Is not parchment made of sheepskins? Horatio. Ay, my lord, and of calfskins too. Hamlet. They are sheep and calves, which seek out assurance in that. I will speak to this fellow. Whose grave's this, sirrah? First clown. Mine, sir. Sings. Oh, a pit of clay, for to be made. For such a guest as meet. Hamlet. I think it be thine, indeed, for thou least in't. First clown. You lie out on't, sir, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in't, and yet it is mine. Hamlet. Thou dost lie in't, to be in't, and say it is thine. 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick, therefore thou liest. First clown. 'Tis a quick lie, sir, 'twill away gain, from me to you. Hamlet. What man dost thou dig it for? First clown. For no man, sir. Hamlet. What woman, then? First clown. For none, neither. Hamlet. Who is to be buried in? First clown. One that was a woman, sir, but, rest her soul, she's dead. Hamlet. How absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us. By the Lord, Horatio, these 3 years I have taken a note of it. The age is grown so picked that the toe of the peasant comes so near the heel of the courtier, he gaffs his kibe. How long hast thou been a gravemaker? First clown. Of all the days I the year, I came to that day that our last King Hamlet overcame Fortinbras. Hamlet. How long is that since? First clown. Cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day that young Hamlet was born, he that is mad, and sent into England. Hamlet. I, Mary, why was he sent into England? First clown. Why, because he was mad, he shall recover his wits. There, or, if he do not, it's no great matter there. Hamlet. Why? First clown. 'Twill not be seen in him there the men are as mad as he. Hamlet. How came he mad? First clown. Very strangely, they say. Hamlet. How strangely? First clown. Faith, Ian with losing his wits. Hamlet. Upon what ground? First clown. Why, here in Denmark, I have been sexton here, man and boy, 30 years. Hamlet. How long will a man lie I the earth ere he rot? First clown. I faith, if he be not rotten before he die, as we have many pocky courses nowadays, that will scarce hold the laying in, he will last you some 8 year. Or 9 year, a tanner will last you 9 year. Hamlet. Why he more than another? First clown. Why, sir, his hide is so tanned with his trade, that he will keep out water a great while, and your water is a sore decayer of your horse undead body. Here's a skull now, this skull has lain in the earth 23 years. Hamlet. Whose was it? First clown. A horse unmad fellow's it was, whose do you think it was? Hamlet. Nay, I know not. First clown. A pestilence on him for a mad rogue. A poor day flagon of Rhenish on my head once. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester. Hamlet. This? First clown. E'en that. Hamlet. Let me see. Takes the skull. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy, he hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rims at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed, I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols? Your songs? Your flashes of merriment, that were wont to set the table on a roar? Not one. Now, to mock your own grinning? Quite chapfallen. Now get you to my lady's chamber, and tell her, let her paint an inch thick, to this favour, she must come, make her laugh at that. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing. Horatio. What's that, my lord? Hamlet. Dost thou think Alexander looked o' this fashion, I the earth? Horatio. E'en so. Hamlet. And smelt so? Pah. Puts down the skull. Horatio. E'en so, my lord. Hamlet. To what base uses we may return, Horatio? Why may not imagination trace the noble dust of Alexander, till he find it stopping a bunghole? Horatio. 'Twere to consider too curiously, to consider so. Hamlet. No, faith, not a jot, but to follow him thither with modesty enough, and likelihood to lead it, as thus, Alexander died, Alexander was buried, Alexander returneth into dust, the dust is earth, of earth we make loam, and why of that loam, whereto he was converted, might they not stop a beer barrel? Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, that earth, which kept the world in awe, should patch a wall to expel the winter flaw. But soft. But soft. Aside, here comes the king. Enter priest, and see, in procession, the corpse of Ophelia, Laertes, and mourners following, King Claudius, Queen Gertrude, their trains, and see the queen, the courtiers, who is this they follow? And with such maimed rites? This doth betoken The course they follow, did with desperate hand. For to its own life, 'twas of some estate. Couch we awhile, and mark. Retiring with Horatio. Laertes. What ceremony else? Hamlet. That is Laertes, a very noble youth, mark. Laertes. What ceremony else? First priest. Her obsequies have been as far enlarged as we have warranties. Her death was doubtful, and, but that great command o'ersways the order, she should in ground unsanctified have lodged. Till the last trumpet, for charitable prayers, shards, flints and pebbles should be thrown on her, yet here she is allowed her virgin krantz, her maid instruments and the bringing home of bell and burial. Laertes. Must there no more be done? First priest. No more be done. We should profane the service of the dead, to sing a requiem and such rest to her, as to peace-parted souls. Laertes. Lay her I the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be, when thou least howling. Hamlet. What, the fair Ophelia? Queen Gertrude. Sweets to the sweet, farewell. Scattering flowers. I hoped thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, and not have strewed thy grave. Laertes. Oh, trouble woe. Fall 10 times trouble on that cursed head, whose wicked deed thy most ingenious sense deprived thee of. Hold off the earth awhile, till I have caught her once more in mine arms. Leaps into the grave. Now pile your dust upon the quick and dead, till of this flat a mountain you have made, to o'ertop old Pelion, or the skyish head of blue Olympus. Hamlet. Advancing, what is he whose grief bears such an emphasis? Whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars, and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hearers? This is I, Hamlet the Dane. Leaps into the grave. Laertes. The devil take thy soul. Grappling with him. Hamlet. Thou pray'st not well. I prithee, take thy fingers from my throat, for, though I am not splenitive and rash, yet have I something in me dangerous, which let thy wiseness fear. Hold off thy hand. King Claudius. Pluck them asunder. Queen Gertrude. Hamlet, Hamlet. All. Gentlemen. Horatio. Good my lord, be quiet. The attendants part them, and they come out of the grave. Hamlet. Why, I will fight with him upon this theme, until my eyelids will no longer wag. Queen Gertrude. O my son, what theme? Hamlet. I loved Ophelia, 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her? King Claudius. Oh, he is mad, Laertes. Queen Gertrude. For love of God, forbear him. Hamlet. Swans, show me what thou wilt do. Woot weep? Woot fight? Woot fast? Woot tear thyself? Woot drink up Isol? Eat a crocodile? I'll do't. Dost thou come here to whine? To outface me with leaping in her grave? Be buried quick with her, and so will I. And, if thou prate of mountains, let them throw millions of acres on us, till our ground, singeing his pate against the burning zone, make Ossa like a wart. Nay, and thou lt mouth, I'll rant as well as thou. Queen Gertrude. This is mere madness. And thus awhile the fit will work on him, anon, as patient as the female dove, when that her golden couplets are disclosed, his silence will sit drooping. Hamlet. Hear you, sir, what is the reason that you use me thus? I loved you ever, but it is no matter, let Hercules himself do what he may, the cat will mew, and dog will have his day. Exit. King Claudius. I pray you, good Horatio, wait upon him. Exit Horatio. To Laertes. Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech, we'll put the matter to the present push. Good Gertrude, set some watch over your son. This grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet shortly shall we see, till then, in patience our proceeding be. Exeunt.